Today I'm going to be very vulnerable, and I'm going to share what's on my mind because I'm in a strange state right now. And this is going to be somewhat self-indulgent and somewhat, in a weird way, self-promoting a video. So if that turns you off, if that bugs you, if that annoys you or irritates you, or otherwise puts you in a unhappy state of mind, then you can cease to watch. Here's my situation. I've just completed a manuscript. I finished a draft of it, and then I went over that initial draft and cleaned it up, and now what I have is a completed draft. It's something that is novella length, and the weird state of mind that I'm in right now is that I'm the only person in the world who has read it yet. And right now it's under consideration for publication, but it hasn't at this point been read by anybody except me. And so I'm in that weird state where having completed this new project, I am, I think it's good, but I don't know because nobody else has seen it yet, and I know I should just believe in it. I ought to just believe in it. But unfortunately, you do need some kind of affirmation. You do need some kind of validation. That's what the struggle is. That's what I struggle with right now with this. And again, it's a weird place to be. It's like if you've ever done anything that you've never shown, and you worked on it for a while, and you never showed anybody. You didn't collaborate with anyone on it. You didn't in any way ask for anyone's help in revising it, or ask, well, where should I go with this? I'm halfway through. What should I do now? It's just, as far as the world is concerned, other than you, this thing that you've written just doesn't even exist. Except maybe now it's being read by somebody, but maybe not. I don't know yet. So I will say this about what I've written. It is something that I intend to see gets into publication, and preferably on the sooner side, because it's a reflection on where we've been over the past couple of years. It's weird. I set out to write something that was like escapist, and instead it became the most topical kind of fiction piece I've written so far. Except it's set in the near future, but it's set in a near future in which, current pernicious trends continue, and it's a very dangerous manuscript. It's got some dangerous implications, and I have a feeling that it can appeal to a lot of people, potentially, but on the other hand, it will almost certainly, if it comes into the consciousness of a certain type of people, certain type of shall we say, the guardian class, if they become aware of it, it will not meet their approval, and then some. It is fiction. It's as I said, topical without being ultra topical. You know, it's there's no mention of a of viruses. There's no mention of masks. There's no mention of you know, anything else that is 2020-ish or 2021-ish. But at the same time, what it does make reference to is something that has been referred to a lot, that I've heard is the new op that is brewing, and I'm not going to say anything more about it than that, except it's the next thing, the next pretext that they are going to use to further their goals. And if you want to know what their goals are, there's a little place in Elberton, Georgia, called the Georgia Guidestones. Make it a day trip sometime if you live in the area. If you don't live in the area, if you find yourself in Atlanta for some reason, I don't know why you'd want to go there, and I say that as somebody who grew up there. But if you do happen to find yourself in Atlanta or nearby Atlanta, go to the Georgia Guidestones and see what they're all about. Or, you know, if you don't want to, if you want to save money, you can just look them up online and find out about them. So this is my book. Well, it's not a book yet; it's a manuscript. But what I hope to publish soon, as my new latest novella, first fiction work, first longer fiction work that I've done in a while. And when I say longer, it's still not full novel length. There's only one fiction work that I've done that's really novel length, and that's Heartkiller, which is being re-released now by Terror House Press. I just generally don't seem to write well in the long novel length format, but I do seem to be able to operate in the short story format and in the novella format, which is, a novella is somewhere between, as I understand it, somewhere between 20,000 words and 40,000, something in that range. And this new work of mine is right around the 27,000 word mark. So it's probably something you could read in one sitting. But it's still epic. Don't get me wrong. It's still epic in scope. And I think everybody will. I think you'll dig it. I think you really will dig it if you're the kind of person who likes me. If you're the kind of person who isn't crazy about the way things are going right now, I think you really will like this new work of mine. But I don't know that yet. It could just suck, and somebody else might read it and they might say, you know what, Andy, I hate to break this to you, but I have to be honest with you. This is just not up to snuff. This is not, I like your work and stuff. I like all the other stuff you've written, but this shows a real falling off somehow in quality. Maybe they'll tell me that. I don't think they'll tell me that, but maybe they'll tell me that, because right now, again, the only one around who has assessed the work at all is me, its author. So now I'm in this state of limbo, believing myself to have written something that could potentially be really really appealing to a great many people in a way that I don't think anything I've written before has been appealing in that same sort of way. I think I've written for more of a niche kind of audience, and I see this as something that potentially breaks me out of that niche at least temporarily. Or maybe not. Time will tell. But that's all I have to say about it for now. And if you're still watching, thanks for listening to my self-indulgent rant. Not really a rant, but my self-indulgent meanderings for 10 minutes plus. And hopefully I'll have more to say about this work soon. And that's it. But if you want to see about my other things that I've written, please go to altrightnovelist.com, and my name is Andy Nowicki. Check them out.